my holidays, and we are back here. And I figured let's let's go over the Gypsy Rose Blanchard case from the start to the finish, as in, like, not all in one go, but let's investigate this whole entire thing. Let's document everything that we find, everything that is important. So, police records, um, interviews, this is being one of them, the court trial. Now, most people know the case of Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Everybody knows that Gypsy Rose has been putting it out there that. Oh, hang on, let me put the comments on so I can see it. Hi, Macy. So everybody knows the case of Gypsy Rose. Everybody knows that she's an alleged victim of Munchausen's by proxy, according to her attorney, Christy, and whoever else is in her family. However, obviously, since she was released from prison and being out on parole, many eyes have been opened, and, I mean, I was on the fence, but I kind of tilted to the other side of the fence now, just because I'm seeing lots of inaccuracies, lots of information that changes. Everything that is said is different each time. Hi, Nick. Battle later on TikTok. Halloween. So I figured let's go through this, because obviously we know that she had her mum unalived. She was behind it all. She planned it all. She got Nick Goderjohn on board, who we know now to have been collecting a disability check. He's got autism. He was definitely manipulated. We can see in the police interview that he gives. I've watched this many times. You can see that there are issues there. However, the policewoman continues to interview him, and I would have said, hold on a sec, guys. I would have said that he should have had an appropriate adult, and he didn't. I'm not even sure that he had a fair interview at the very beginning. So I figured we'd kick it off with Gypsy Rose's interview. We won't play the entirety of it today. I think there's a lot to take on board. Sorry, there's movement around my house. Movement around my house. Oh, did you? I plan on perhaps running this for about an hour or so. And well, the actual video portion for an hour, and then going through it, stopping it, and having conversations as we're going through, and then we'll go from there. What time is it? God, it feels later than 5:30. It's dark here, very dark. But obviously, at some point as we're going through, we're going to look at the crime scene photos. I've done a lot of this on my TikTok. The only thing with TikTok is it doesn't stay on the platform, unfortunately, but over here it will do. We're going to go through the crime scene photos. We're going to go through documents. We're going to see what is the truth. I think I've kind of figured this out, but there's still people that are on the fence, and obviously there's a lot happening in Gypsy's world at the moment. I mean, I've never known anyone to come out on parole, get pregnant, gallivant around the United States, and a lot of things get overlooked, but we are where we are. And the question begs, really, I don't know, put it in the chat, let me know what you think. Is Gypsy a true victim of her mum, or is Gypsy guilty for the planning of the murder of her mum? I know she didn't put her hands to her mum that we know of, and there are questions there. Oh, okay, Nick. Oh, well, we'll do one in a bit when we come off then, before I go live later. Like, we'll do that, and then I'll continue the live. But yeah, I know where I think I stand on this, and that's just because I've had a heads up on this for a while. I've been covering it on my TikTok. Flawless Nina is really good. delivering information. I like Toddy One Skip on here. She kind of brings a bit of humour. If you haven't watched her, you need to go watch her, because she brings a bit of humour with it. But obviously, at this point now, at the point where Gypsy's life is just all over the show, and we now know she's having a DNA test, but that's all to come. That's all to come. But we're going to just look at the very, very beginning. We're going to strip it back. Hey, you never know. I might change my mind. You know, when you revisit these things, could change my mind. Always, always open to a mind change. But so for Gypsy's entire life, well, according to one of the documentaries that I saw, she wasn't able to walk from, you know, from the minute she was able to, or should have been able to walk. But we've seen different. There is video footage of Gypsy walking. Now, in this interview, obviously you can see her here. She's not as young as she looks. Let's clear that up now. She's 23, and she is clearly not in her wheelchair. And throughout this interview, she's sort of sitting up, sitting down. So for someone that was in a wheelchair, as claimed, not able to get out because her mum says, hey, you're not allowed out of that wheelchair. And so we're led to believe that this went on privately as well as publicly. So it wasn't just for the public. Her muscle tone is great. That's all I'm going to say there. She's got good muscle tone in her legs. She's older than what she's making herself out to be there. And from the very beginning, you can kind of see that some of the things are not adding up. So let's start with this interview. Obviously, if you're not fully versed with the Gypsy Rose Blanchard case, then there are documentaries out there. You may have watched The Act. Go watch The Act. That will give you the version that Gypsy wants you to believe. The full version that will give you the one-sided version. But here we're kind of sitting on the fence, and we're showing her version through her words and actions and interviews. And obviously, Dee Dee needs to have a voice somewhere out there in this, because let's face it, Dee Dee is a victim of murder, regardless of what's gone on. And Dee Dee deserves a voice. And as we go through, we'll talk about why Dee Dee deserves a voice. So let's go with this interview. So this is after they've unalived Dee Dee. They've buggered off back to Wisconsin. Obviously, Gypsy posts the Schmurder weapon off to... Oh, my God. This mic picks up everything. This is not... It is supposed to not do that. Hang on, guys. It is not... It's not supposed to do that, but it seemingly does. So, got to be careful. And they are arrested and brought in for questioning. So we're going to start off with hers, and then we're going to work through Nick's. Then we're going to go to court, and we're going to watch the trial, and then we're going to go through documentation and stuff like that as we go along too. So let's start it with this. Sorry, guys. My little microphone is supposed to be noise cancelling. It ain't very noise cancelling.
Are you doing okay there? Yes, sir. You staying warm enough? Yes, sir. Okay, you need any
Squeaky
water or
voice.
anything?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good, thank you.
So it was 12 hours, and they've condensed it down. Got some like little fish there. I don't know if I don't think that's hers. Is it hers? Would you be allowed to bring your toy with you if you were arrested? Her legs are in good order, by the way. I wonder if she knows she's being recorded. I guess she would do. treating you up, Gyps?
Gypsy Rose, when you came up here, did you bring the package and clothing with you?
I did. I brought a suitcase and I brought a backpack.
You brought a suitcase and a backpack. Was there any medications or anything in the suitcase or the backpack?
There was some pain pills. I just took my medicine like I was supposed to.
All right. Are you doing good right now? You need any water or
some water would be nice.
Okay, so why don't you step on out here? We'll get you some water. Do you need to use the restroom at all?
No, sir.
That's what you want. Was it? Or we just start to Holly first? Hold on. Okay, well, we'll just pass it on to the medical staff so that we're ready for in case something does happen.
Okay, thank you.
You bet.
Hello, Gypsy. Hi, I'm Lieutenant Ohm. I brought Nick in, and Nick was just really he was concerned about you, so I want to check to make sure you're fine. Looks like you're doing good.
Is he alright?
And he is fine as well. He was very concerned about you, and he wanted to make sure you knew that.
Tell him
So-
I'm okay.
Perfect. That's what I'll do. So
And tell him they're treating me nice.
excellent. I will do that. Yeah, you got the nice couch. You got the nice room. We gave you the nice room.
Nice fishing room.
This, there it is. It doubles as a pillow. Rather nice.
Well, that's
All
got a nice little
Thank you
couch
so
there.
much.
Anything else you're worried about, Nick?
Pins, but I've been trying to keep calm.
Okay, does the air conditioning help with it?
It does.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know then. Okay. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your service. All right, you just relax.
I'm glad to see she can get a good nap in there because, you know, Nick's on a cold, hard chair in the other room.
It's not coming out now, but she's
Okay.
That's the only real huge.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, Gypsy Rose. Deputy Dorn here. He's going to be taking care of you.
I'm gonna take you up. Hey, how are you? I'm gonna take you up to the hospital, but I gotta ask you to stand up, please. And get you looked at. Can you turn around, put your arms out? Me alone. They're grasping for straw, says we are. Hand in on?
So you rush off on the road.
No, I just happen to be in the wrong place at the right time.
Okay. She's been fine.
Okay. I think I'm gonna just put these on a little bit later, but we're gonna walk up.
Here, I tell you what. Can you just stay right here? I want to talk to you just for a second.
You wanna sit?
Yeah. Just take a second here.
They're treating her very well.
Gypsy, is it? Gypsy Rose? Okay, you wanna come with me? We're gonna go get you checked out at the doctor real quick.
Get you back on that meds.
Okay, sound good?
Yep.
Hang on, sir. Go left.
Hey, Jim, was this your stuff or no? Okay. All right, I'll take care of it.
Okay.
Surprised she didn't ask to take the fish. She's got a nice little chair. She's laying there.
Thank you. Here you go, Gypsy. Got a blanket for you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. There you go.
Yes, sir.
Not like Gypsy we've come to know, is it?
Are you gonna need to use the bathroom at all anytime soon?
Probably, sir.
Okay, I can call someone in for you. Oh, she's getting hungry. I don't know. You said last night we were getting some food or something. Let me try. I think so, yeah.
Interesting that they've left their door.
Okay.
They'll shut up.
I'll call in a female deputy for you, okay? 9225. Can you have 9264 1019 WSD when she has a minute?
I wonder what's actually going through her head right at this moment, at that time. Is it, should I take partial blame? Should I admit to it? Should I throw Nick under the bus? What do you reckon?
I don't know what's on the menu tonight, but is there anything particular that you'd like me to try and get you?
I'm not picky.
Not picky? Alright.
Scooby-Doo cereal. If you know, you know.
And then they don't have tomatoes.
No tomatoes? Okay, I can help you out with that one.
What time is it for you?
It is almost 8 o'clock.
I fell asleep for a while.
Yeah, you were out.
And she's back.
Nothing wrong with a good nap.
Obviously, the unaliving of her mum caused her no distress, that she couldn't sleep or nap.
Is there any, has there been any news about the man that I came here with?
To be honest, I don't know a thing. I didn't even know you came here with anyone. That's how little I know.
Yeah.
So,
I was,
She doesn't sleep like that, no.
Missouri, and I came here. My mom
Yeah,
kicked me
Alex,
out of the
Scooby-Doo,
house.
you
She
know.
was like, well, it's time you grow up. So I got out of my own And I called my boyfriend, and he came. He lives in Big Bend, and he came down to Springfield to pick me up. Anyway, we took the Greyhound bus, and everything seems fine. And our bus got delayed a little bit, but we got here okay. And then a couple days went by, perfectly normal. All of a sudden, we wake up to a loud knock at the door.
Mhm.
And like, Waukesha County Police, you're under arrest. And well, he's the only one that's under arrest. I'm not really sure why I'm here. And anyway, they took us, and I'm here. And I don't know what's going on with him.
Okay. Sorry, I can try and
It's okay.
for you. I'm sure one of the detectives knows a lot more than I do.
Right. And
So who's under arrest and she doesn't know why she's there?
someone from
Okay.
the county that I used to live in to come and talk to me.
Okay. They should be coming back to talk about food soon. Then you can ask them your questions.
Then I had to go to the hospital and get some of my medicine because I have a seizure disorder.
Okay.
That's what kind of knocked me out.
Busy day, huh?
It's kind of weird though. People seeing you in handcuffs, they give you this weird look, and I'm like, I didn't do anything. Like, okay, I didn't kill nobody. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I didn't do nothing. I'm a good girl.
They'll get everything sorted.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
I have questions.
Good news. The female deputy just got here, so you can go to the bathroom.
Oh, hey.
Stretch those legs that don't work, apparently.
Hey, I've got some food for you.
So we got some food.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Just let me know if you need anything else.
This looks wonderful.
She tucked into that quite quickly, considering she makes out that, you know.
We're gonna get you some water or something too to drink. Did they give you something? Oh, got some apple juice. There you go.
Everything goes via the tube. She had it quite quick as well by the looks of it.
Move around and stuff. Bathroom breaks, water, soda, whatever. Hey, Gypsy.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi.
I didn't mean to wake you. Are you comfortable?
Hi.
Okay, we got you some lunch. You hungry or
Oh, got me a sandwich. The ham sandwich was good.
was it? Okay, well, if you need any more, we can get you another one.
Has there been any news?
Yes, the people that are coming to talk to you should be here shortly. They're in town, so that's a plus.
Good.
It's about a 45 minutes to an hour drive from the airport. So
Oh,
as soon as we get them here, we'll direct them to you so we can get this going. You need a soda or anything or
no, sir.
water?
No, sir.
You're
Still
good?
not stay comfortable.
You're comfortable?
Yeah.
Good. All right, so I'll let you get back to sleep. You got a little bit of time to get here. All right?
Thank you.
No problem.
That's Pop. positive?
Mhm. Hopefully it won't be too long now.
We get into our sleep.
Considering everything, she doesn't look nervous, does she? I think she thinks she's got this in the bag, that she's probably going to throw Nick under the bus, and then she's going to get the bus home. She's going to be leaving there because she's napping. Now, if it was me and I knew that I had a role to play here, I'd be nervous as hell, and I wouldn't be napping. But eating. She looks comfy. She looks fine. Got that
Did you get
voice going.
Are there any movie theaters nearby?
Movie theaters? Oh, I got a couple. There's one in Waukesha, Maryland. I think Delafield. Those are the only ones I can think of.
I really want to see the Jurassic World. That looks
It looks
good.
pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I agree.
And I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so I'm like, if I move to a place, I want to make sure they have a movie theater. Cannot miss Star Wars.
No? That's coming out soon, isn't it?
And December 18th.
December 18th.
Especially on that couch. I
I feel like they've been talking about that for years now.
They have. And for a while it was like rumored, and then they were like, oh, we're canceling it and we're not going to be making them. And I'm like, oh man. And then they decided to go ahead with them. I'm like, yay.
It's almost here.
Yeah.
A couple more months.
I'm one of those super fans that like read the books, watch
Really?
the movies, read the comics, all that.
You used to dress up when you go to the movie too?
Oh,
Were you
yeah.
that big of a super
Oh
fan?
yeah.
Yeah?
They used to do midnight premieres where you'd go the night before.
Mm-hmm.
And well, they don't do that no more. They usually do a 7 o'clock one now on a Thursday. So.
I remember I went to the midnight showing of Harry Potter.
Oh, I was there for all of them.
There was a bunch of people dressed up for that one. Yeah. Can't say I was one of them.
Oh. Well, in this past January, I got a chance to meet some of the cast.
You did?
Because my mom and I went on vacation to Universal Studios.
Okay, to the Harry Potter land or
Yes, and it was the Harry Potter Expo. So I got to meet the girl that plays Luna.
So here she's talking about this experience, and she's looking very she's in the moment, remembering that experience with her mum, the one that she says abused her and obviously gave her this awful life. And she's talking about it like it's a really good memory, which obviously it was a really good memory, because that would have been a really good memory. But if there was the trauma there, it wouldn't have been such a good memory, because it's all the traumas that she allegedly went through to get to meet the cast and go to Universal and do all of those things. And to me, that signifies that when she does talk about these events with her mum, sorry about the dogs, there's noise going on outside, it's Halloween. There's there's these events and she recalls them. And when you see her in the photos, she just does genuinely look really, really happy. And when she's talking about them here, she still looks genuinely happy. It's not an edgy memory. It's not a memory that's tarred by the trauma. This is her talking about a situation that she went with her mum, and you can see she's relaxed, she's happy. It's a happy memory. And so then I have questions about that, because if there was all this alleged trauma attached to it that she's making or alleging that there was, she wouldn't have enjoyed it, and she wouldn't, because it would have been, yes, it would have been good, but it would have been just absolutely tarred with everything, and you would be able to tell in her photos that the smiles and the happiness that you see are not genuine, because you can tell when someone's genuinely happy in a picture and when someone's kind of not so genuinely happy and they're kind of smiling for the camera. It's just interesting, like with all the things that's been alleged. And obviously we know how the Munchausen by proxy theory came about.
I got to meet the twins, the Weasley twins,
Really?
Dumbledore and Hagrid.
Wow. That must have been pretty cool.
It was. The twins are very nice. I mean, they're all very nice, but the twins actually fit their personality on the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Basically the same people?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. How was the amusement park as itself? It always
Very
looks cool.
fun.
Is it?
Very fun. There are two sections of it. One is at Universal Studios. The other one is at Universal Studios Islands of Adventure. But they're right next to each other.
Okay.
And they have the Hogwarts Express that connects the two. So you can ride the Hogwarts Express to one
That's good.
and take it back.
Okay.
And it's a different experience each time you ride it. And they have a bunch of roller coasters. The castle ride is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of more, it's like a gliding ride, and it
Okay.
swoops you around,
Uh-huh.
and makes you feel like you're really flying.
Okay.
And the other one is, I think it's shut down right now because it's not working properly, but the Gringotts ride.
Oh, like you're in the
Yeah.
underground and everything?
And I don't know if you remember in the part 7, the 7th movie,
When they break into it?
when they break into it and they have to kind of like go that spirally thing. Yeah. Well, they have a simulated ride like that,
Oh,
where it's
wow.
kind of like a roller coaster and kind of simulated at the same time.
Okay.
And that was really good too.
That's cool. I'm sure all their lights and special effects are pretty
Oh
exciting.
yeah. And they also have stage acts. So they have like a singer, Celestina Warback from in the books,
Mm-hmm.
and she does kind of like jazzy music.
Okay.
Then they have the frog choir, and they
Okay.
sing, and then they have the Tri-Wizard people that come from Durmstrang and Beauxbatons, and they do a demonstration that's really cool.
Oh, really?
So, and there's a lot of merchandise.
I can imagine.
So much.
I can imagine.
I bought me a little plush of Dobby.
Oh, did you?
And
Oh, that's awesome. With the pillowcase on?
yeah.
So when I've had conversations about this on my TikTok, right, people have gone, when I've questioned things, and obviously one of the things that comes up is her memory, and to me her memory is just fine. And some people would say, oh well, her memory can't be, would have been a little bit foggy, it wouldn't have been that accurate, like when she's recalling stuff and the story changes as to regards as to what we believe has been, or we've been led to believe what's happened. And so in this instance you can clearly see that she has a good recollection. So it's difficult to believe that when her story changes and things are accounted for differently each time we hear about it, that it is all these things that she alleges were put through into the feeding tube. Because she's already said herself on this interview that she'd had medications for her seizure disorder and they make her tired. But she's sitting here and she is recounting things and chatting with that police officer and giving him all of the information with no issues with recall whatsoever. And issues with recall would occur with whatever, not just one or two things. And so I find it difficult to believe that her story's changing now for the things that she had originally said in these interviews and in, during the trial, that her recollection was affected by the medication. You can see she's recalling very, very well. There's nothing wrong with her recall.
Very cool.
And a lot of people, my mom and I bought the exclusive package. And that gives you one special night that they shut down the parks to where you and only the people that bought that package are let in. It's closed off to everyone else.
So it's like the VIP experience.
And they have this special event where they bring food out and you can go walk around, eat free ice cream, and it's just the whole thing to yourself.
Really? How many people do they give that to? Is it noticeably
I think
less
it's
crowded?
100 packages they
Okay.
sell. And they had a lot of people that didn't get the experience that me and my mom did because a lot of people were rushing to get the autographs. On the package it says that you get a guaranteed meet and greet. That's actually not true.
Okay.
You have to go to the park, and at 7 o'clock in the morning, they hand out passes.
Okay.
Only one pass to each person to get in.
And I think here as well, I agree with the other people that have said here she is absolutely flirting and chit-chatting with this police officer like it's going to do her some good. I don't know, because that's what she does with the men in her life. She manipulates them. She manipulated Nick with the flirting and her body to get him to do what he wanted and to make him think that they were in this committed relationship. And here she is, I think, doing the same, obviously not using her body, but being quite flirtatious and chatty with him in order to kind of be on side, and maybe she thinks that's going to help her in some way. I don't know, it's all very weird, because I think she's just trying to manipulate that situation, but there is absolutely nothing wrong with her recall.
Autograph. But it's first come, first serve. So there's people lining up at like 3 a.m. to get a pass, and people are climbing over each other and fighting for it and things like this. But my mom and I just talked to guest relations, and they were able to. We made friends with actually one of the people that tell the celebrities like where they have to be, where they have to go and things like that.
Right.
So I guess one of the big important people we made friends with. So it was we got
Hey,
to
that's a
have,
good person to make friends with.
yeah,
You guys are smart.
yeah, we got to spend like 2 hours with them.
Wow, that's really cool.
So and I got to ask all my questions, and the only thing I could think of was, what's your favorite food?
Really?
Yeah. And Luna's are her real name. I can't remember her real name offhand. Ivana.
Okay.
Her favorite is breakfast cereal.
Any particular kind of cereal?
She didn't tell me. It's a British cereal.
Okay.
And as for the twins, they were actually really hard to tell apart.
Really?
Yeah. And I kept getting confused. I'm like, okay, which was which?
I'm sure they do that all the time.
They like their grandmother's clotted custard pudding.
Whatever that is.
I don't know what that is.
I'm sure it's good stuff.
But they're all very nice.
Oh, I'm jealous. That's very cool.
And for the expo itself, they brought all of the props, and they had this big auditorium that had the props in it, that had the Horcruxes and the Hollows, and you get to do a bunch of cool stuff. You get to take a picture by like the Hogwarts Express, and you by the Great Hall, and Pottermore was there, the website, and they were sorting people. I got sorted into Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff.
And for years I've been a Gryffindor. I was having a major breakdown over there. I'm like, no, I'm a Gryffindor. Every quiz I'm taking is Gryffindor. I cannot be Hufflepuff.
So how did they do that? Did they give you like a little quiz to take or something?
When they were doing it, you could do it online, or you can do, or where I was at, they can just sort you right on the spot like that.
Okay. Also, you actually got to sit up there in the stool.
But I also did the online quiz.
Okay.
And the funniest thing is you would think that Gryffindor is righteous and they do the right thing, and they're brave, but they're also good. But there are a lot of people telling me they're more like Slytherin than you would think. It's just there are more bad wizards that come from Slytherin than Gryffindor.
I think I've heard that.
Yeah, and the quiz that I did, I was honest, and I'm like, a lot of my answers were true to my personality, and so I got sorted into Hufflepuff. But I guess Hufflepuff would have to be most
Actually, Gypsy knows what honest.
good, I guess you would say.
That wouldn't be a bad one to throw it. At least it's not Slytherin.
True. Someone got Slytherin, he's like, yes.
Did you hear she's writing another book?
No.
Yeah, I can't think of what it's called. It's like it's based off the Harry Potter series. I forgot which character it's based off of.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I hope they make another movie. Well, they're going to be making another movie, but.
Are they?
But this one is like 60 years before Harry Potter. It's Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Oh, okay. Yes, I remember that now.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's the book I'm thinking of too. Maybe I just got it mixed up and they're just making a movie.
I don't know.
Could be. Or hopefully there's
It's exciting.
Yeah, I've read those books ever since I was little. Long time ago.
But they're pretty good.
Very cool. Jealous that you got to go down to that. Or people carrying around wands and.
Oh, it was Harry Potter mania. It was like everybody was in robes, everybody had wands. It was pretty awesome.
Very cool. Wow.
And then at Disney World, I got to go to Magic Kingdom, and I went and danced the waltz with Prince Charming and Cinderella.
Really?
That was really fun. My mom and I got the Disney dining plan, which is unlimited food.
Okay.
A human being cannot eat this much food.
Too much food?
And we went and eat at Chef Mickey's.
So, if someone requiring a feeding tube gone to Magical Kingdom with their mum to eat an infinite amount of food doesn't add up to me, because by rights, Dee Dee would not have been allowing Gypsy to eat infinite amounts of food in public like that. And we do see her in some of the videos actually of her eating food in public at the Disney. So my question is she telling the truth regarding the accusations that she makes against her mum, who can't defend herself? Because we've got to remember, and I've said this before on TikTok, we've only got Gypsy's say-so, only Gypsy's word on this whole entire situation, because Dee Dee can't come back with an answer. And we also know as well with this that, you know, there is plenty of opportunities that Gypsy could have walked away, and we'll get into those the further down the line we go. But for now, already in this interview, I'm hearing contradictions for the information that she then obviously tries to appease the public within these documentaries, because a lot of these things that we're learning or have learned about Gypsy, her condition, and her mum has come from these documentaries, from their say-so. Whereas currently, she's out there and then the story changes again. But the feeding tube is interesting to me because in the crime scene photos, you know me, I spotted the Scooby-Doo cereal. It's a thing over on TikTok that we talk about, the Scooby-Doo cereal. But in my mind, she was eating in the house and Dee Dee was aware of it and Dee Dee didn't have a problem with it. This was more to do with the malingering side of things and doing these things to get money. But we're now hearing that she could eat infinite amounts of food while she was in Magic Kingdom publicly, which, you know, to be getting these things for free and putting on the she needs to be in the wheelchair, she's got the feeding tube, she's got this, she's got that, you know, we know obviously that publicly that wouldn't have been allowed if we're working by the premises that Dee Dee was making her ill. Well, she wasn't making her ill, but making her seem to be ill in front of people, and obviously Gypsy believing that she was ill all of this time. This doesn't make sense that she would be eating infinite amounts of food and have permission to do so, and her mum sit there and watch her eat infinite amounts of food out in the public eye. That's just my thought on that one. So already, you know, we're what, 40 minutes in? Well, less than that. And she's already in this bit contradicting all the stuff that's going to come out later. And then when she comes out of prison, everything that she's ever said is just re-contradicted. It's insane. But people, you know, some people believe it, some people don't believe it, some people are still on the fence.
And way too much sugar. Whenever you go anywhere in Disney, they try to pump you with sugar.
Mm-hmm.
By the end of the night, it was closing time. I was so filled with sugar that I was dancing up and down Main Street at Magic Kingdom. And then it's kind of because the park is all closed. And
Wait.
And I
The wheelchair. Okay, so Dee Dee's allowed her to eat infinite amounts of food in public, and seemingly, while she is in Disney, you know, having free trips to Disney because she's in a wheelchair, because she's got all these medical conditions, because she's eating in public, but everyone else believes that she's, you know, having everything through this feeding tube. She is dancing up and down in Disney. Make that make sense? Because I'm pretty sure in the real world, while she's there in Disney, I know they're in Disney, but Dee Dee, based on what they've said about Dee Dee, even publicly, she'd have been in that wheelchair. Privately, perhaps not walking around that room, but dancing? Yeah, so she could have as much sugar as she wanted. But according to the medical records, and we'll go through those as well, according to the medical records, she had a sugar allergy. So she's being allowed to eat infinite amounts of sugar, infinite amounts of food with a feeding tube, and she's allowed to dance up and down on Main Street in Disney. What? This is not the story that we've been led to believe, or has been led to believe. Because we saw in the act, I know the act is just a documentary, but not a documentary, a series, but we saw in the act the overreaction that Dee Dee was made out to have had. And that's why I say watch the act. If you don't know if you don't know this case, watch the act. That will give you the story everyone has been led to believe all their lives, and then work your way backwards. But that makes no sense to me that she's dancing in Disney when she's supposed to be in a wheelchair, pretending or believing that she can't walk, because that's what she tells everyone. I believed I couldn't walk. I believed that I was sick. But yet, with this known sugar allergy that's in the medical records, because that's what her mum said, there she is with her mum eating infinite amounts of sugar and eating infinite amounts of food, dancing in Main Street. Oh, jeez. I've only just started. Wow. Like, that is a... And I haven't I've watched these interviews before, and it's the first time I've heard her talk about it. It's the first time that's registered, and I've clicked that in my brain. I perhaps didn't hear it before, or I've watched not the longer version. I'm not sure, but it's the first time those words have come out. I've heard those words come out of her mouth that she was dancing in Disney. Come on, Gypsy.
I go to the castle and I touch the railing and I'm like, there's nobody else here.
So they got you all hopped up on sugar at 11 o'clock.
Oh yeah.
That's nice of them.
That was the biggest sugar crash ever.
I bet. I went to Disney World probably like 15 years ago now. The only thing I remember, probably even longer than that, was the
Maybe she doesn't want
the big subway thing that was up on.
to. Yeah,
Oh, the monorail.
Yeah, the monorail to ride around. I
flirting
thought that was so cool.
this guy.
And then I think it was Epcot. They had a bunch of different flavors of soda or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I went through that.
Yeah. Well,
You tried Beverly?
there is your
That's the really bad one.
Beverly.
Mm-hmm. That's the icky tasting one.
Was it?
Yeah,
There's a lot of weird.
they say it's from Germany, but they import it in especially for that,
Okay.
just for the icky taste.
Oh. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm sure that didn't help your sugar rush at all.
No, it's gonna be. I'm like, when I used to that, like, dare me to drink it. So I'm like, I take a full cup and I shove it all out at once. Swallow it, no bad taste. I'm like, I want more.
Really?
And then Mom's like, no, you have to sip. I'm like,
So that's where the difference came in.
mhm.
I'm trying to think. I don't remember any really bad one. It was so long ago though. What did it taste like? Just bad,
Like rotten
unexplainably terrible.
eggs and a very, very bitter taste. And
Those Germans are crazy. You never know.
now you know they're building a new section in Animal Kingdom, Avatar Land.
Really?
Mhm.
Based off the movie?
Yeah,
Really?
and they're gonna have the big, tall blue people and everything.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm not surprised. Avatar was pretty big.
Yeah, it was. It was good, and they're actually coming out with 2 more movies.
2 more?
Yeah,
Really?
it's not until like 2 years from now.
Okay. Like, all those special effects, they probably take a long time to make.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But my mom and I go down there probably once every 2-3 years.
Okay.
We save up our money, and we usually like to stay 3 weeks in Florida,
Wow.
just so we don't rush, because there's so much to see. You can't do it all in one day.
Right.
So we usually do half park one day, take a day off, half park the next,
Okay.
and go like that.
You know, play yourself out.
Right.
Then otherwise, after 3 days, you're like, oh, I just want to go home.
At the end of the trip, I was pretty tired, and then my poor mom comes there
Ooh.
at both places, Universal and Disney World, 12 of them. And she had to be taken by ambulance to Celebration Hospital.
Really?
Mhm.
That was not a very enjoyable vacation.
Well, I mean, besides
Just a little hiccup on the road, huh? 3 weeks before. Wish I could swing that. That'll never happen.
I'm trying to think how much it costed. It's pretty expensive.
You can imagine. Disney's not a cheap place.
But it helps if you stay at a value resort instead of a moderate resort.
Okay.
Because all you're doing is like sleeping and taking a shower there.
Right.
The rest of the time you're at the park or doing
Yeah,
something
you're doing
else.
other stuff.
Mhm.
Especially in Florida, the last place you want to be is inside your hotel room.
Right. And even the hotels, even the value ones are wonderful. They have pools and they have trivia night and
Oh, yeah.
movie night. So much to do.
How far away is Universal from Disney? Are they pretty close to each other?
They're about 45 minutes apart.
Oh, okay, so that's not too bad. I've always wanted to go to Universal. So never got.
It's fun. They have a lot of stuff besides the Harry Potter thing. They have a lot of roller coasters. I'm not quite a thrill ride person though.
Okay.
But they have things like Despicable Me rides, Shrek, Transformers.
A lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
I bet. Have you seen any of the Despicable Me stuff? I love those movies.
The minions.
Those are so funny.
Cute.
Got little guys running around in yellow suits everywhere.
And they have a parade. And for the parade, they have you ever seen the movie Hop? It has the bunnies.
I was gonna
Have you
say
seen
I'm
Bunny?
guessing there's a bunny,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think I've ever seen it.
Okay, well, they have these 3 bunnies, and they're kind of like the Secret Service bunnies that protect the Easter Bunny.
Okay.
And
Like it's Secret Service.
right, and there's some girl bunnies, and they wear like little pink berets,
Mhm.
and one has asthma, so she carries an inhaler. And I have
That's cool. Theme parks are fun. It's been on. I haven't been on vacation. I don't want to think about it. Mostly take vacation talk. Making me jealous.
well, the best time to go to Florida is in January.
January.
Don't ever go to Disney World in December. They say Christmas is beautiful. It is, but it is the most crowded possible.
But I bet Disney World gets really crowded.
Mom and I had went for Christmas Day one time,
Uh-huh.
and you couldn't even see the floor.
Really? You wouldn't think on Christmas Day it would be that crowded.
Well, I thought since they showed the parade on the TV, Disney World Christmas Parade, that it was on Christmas Day that they had the parade. They filmed it like 2 months early.
Do they really? Oh, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And so I'm like, oh, wait, no parade.
Interesting. That's gotta be strange. Like October doing a Christmas parade.
Yeah. That's one of their little secrets.
Should they have a lot of those?
And if you ever do get to go to Hollywood and Vine to Disney's Hollywood Studios and have dinner or lunch with an Imagineer. That's really amazing. Imagineer is who basically makes the parks, thinks of the ideas for all of the architecture,
So basically,
layout,
the brains behind
the brains. And you get to ask some questions and find out inside scoops about different things. And I'm a huge animal lover. I don't know if you can see my shirt. But at Disney's Animal Kingdom, I wanted to make sure that the animals were being treated right.
Right.
So I asked him, I'm like, are the animals happy here? Or, you know, are they happy like they would be in the wild,
Right.
basically? And they're like, they're treated very, very good here. And they do have a program that the money that they make from certain things at Disney World, they give to, like, say, Africa to build natural barriers
Okay.
from elephants to humans or something that could protect the animals,
Very cool.
even in Africa.
Perhaps Gypsy could donate some of her millions or some of her,
Let's go.
money from her mum's murder
And
that she's making money
what
from
else?
to
I have some friends that
The
are going to work
Disney's.
for Disney.
Really?
A
foundation.
girl from Springfield, she was like, I really want to work at Disney. So she's like, I'm moving to Florida. And she got an interview, and she's now working at Disney.
Really? But that'd be a pretty fun job.
I'd want to.
Yeah, I don't think
What is
Disney
she
will want
doing
you
there?
now, Gyps.
Right now, I think she's working in a restaurant.
Okay.
You can start small. Work
Not
big,
even in the
small.
kitchen washing up.
Well, that's good for her. That'd be fun. Be crazy, I bet. So many people all the time.
I know. Me, I'd go work there because I love children. And I'm like, that'd be so much above.
Mhm.
I do something similar to it.
Keep her away from all of the
For-
children.
Have you ever heard of the 501st Legion?
What?
The 501st Legion of Star Wars. They're a costuming group that they're the people that dress up like the stormtroopers, like officially, and they go to hospitals and do things for charity.
Okay.
Well, I have armor that's a Mandalorian armor, like Boba Fett, but pink.
Okay. Very cool.
So
So you go to hospitals and stuff, and that's cool. Very cool.
it's a lot of fun, and it just makes you feel so happy inside.
I bet. So is it the full-on outfit then?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
full armor. The only thing is,
It's hard to walk in.
yeah, no, not really. The armor is pretty lightweight. They made it lightweight for me, but the helmet's kind of heavy.
Sore neck after a day's work.
Well, gives his own impression, Garen.
And you have to wear a certain kind of shirt underneath. It has to be like all black
Mhm.
because like the tips of my boots, like right here, has some pink armor. Then I have right here that's armor. My gauntlets light up and they're pink. My chest plate, and I have a pink backpack, jetpack.
Okay.
Not mentioned Ruby yet.
So do you?
On all them
How far do you
costumes.
travel to go to these hospitals? Or just like, is it one main hospital that you go to?
Well, it depends on where our group, how many of our group is wanting to do it and
Okay.
who can do it.
Right.
Usually the hospital or the organization puts in a request. We
Okay.
consider it and see if it's, if it's something we should do.
Right.
And then after that, we check, see how many members are available, and then we do it.
Very cool.
But we don't do birthday parties because, we're
It's not the same.
right. And we would be swamped.
Right. So do you guys just kind of walk around and talk to people and take pictures, or do you put on a skit?
Well, we usually, what we do is we put on the armor, and it depends what character. We're usually not allowed to talk or take off our helmets.
Okay.
So we're supposed to be in full costume as long as we're visible.
Mhm.
We have handlers. That's just someone to say, okay, you need to take your break now.
Okay.
And you go in the back and you take a break, get something to drink, and you go back out there and you just take pictures and you pose with your gun and things like this.
Well, that's cool. How often does it really depend?
It really depends, really.
That's what I figured. How long have you lived in Missouri for?
Let's see. Well, I'm a Hurricane Katrina survivor, and so is my mom. We moved there in 2006, but we lived in Aurora, Missouri for some time, and we just moved into that house, the Habitat for Humanity house, in 2008. So we lived in Springfield since 2008.
When you guys go to Florida, did you drive?
No, we flew.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like Missouri to Florida would be kind of a long drive. Probably almost.
Not to mention we had to go up to go down.
Yeah.
Because we had to go to Chicago and then to Florida.
Oh, for the flight?
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. That'd be a long flight, though. Especially all the way to Chicago. And you probably sit in Chicago for an hour.
But the airport in Chicago is really pretty because they have, in this one section of it, there's this big gold globe of the world, and then surrounding it they have all the different flags of all the countries,
Okay.
and that's at the Chicago here.
Yeah.
So it's really pretty.
Yeah, I like that airport. To ride the trains around.
Mhm.
It's always fun.
I'm trying to remember, where was that airport that I'm thinking about where they had the creepy skeleton thing? Yeah, this creepy skeleton is a piece of art It was horrible. Okay.
Doesn't sound like a very good Kid Smart.
But have you ever heard the story? I think it's a Greek story, and I don't remember the name of it offhand, but it's about a father that made wings for his son, and his son flew too close to the sun.
And they melted.
Right.
The wings were made of wax. Yes.
Uh-huh.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of what it's actually called.
Me neither, but I
should have
remember the
paid more
story.
attention in college, I guess.
And anyway, they had this piece of art of the skeleton and the wings.
Okay.
And I just can't remember what airport that was at. I think that might be the New Orleans airport.
It's an odd statue to put in an airport.
And it always scared me. And I'm like, what is that? It looks like a gargoyle. And Mom's like, it's from a story. It's a piece of art.
Yeah, it's a very strange thing to put in an airport. I remember when Body World was in Milwaukee.
Oh,
Do you remember that?
is that the thing with the bodies?
Yeah,
Oh,
with like the muscles and everything.
uh-huh.
Well,
That's
to,
in
adver-
Kansas City. I can't.
to advertise it being in Milwaukee, I remember they put a couple skeletons in the airport.
Mm,
And I always thought that was a little strange.
that freaked me out so much. It came to Kansas City in Missouri, and I didn't even want to go because at first I'm like, oh, that's pretty interesting because my mom, she was going to college to be a nurse. So I'm like, well, that's interesting. Maybe you can teach me a few things. And but once I found out they came from real bodies, actual people, I'm like, oh no, wait, no,
Scared you off a little
not
bit?
doing it. No. That is just sick.
Yeah, it was a interesting art museum exhibit. I thought it was pretty cool.
You're brave. In Kansas City, they have Union Station, and a lot of things travel there. And the most interesting thing that I went to see was Princess Diana's dress, her wedding dress. They had the exhibit that came over from London, and it had different things of her childhood, and they had the iconic wedding dress. So we got to see that.
That's pretty cool.
And as well as the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Wow.
That was another exhibit. Titanic was another exhibit. So, a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, apparently. You've seen it all. Do you need anything? Are you thirsty or anything? Still got your apple juice? Okay. Remember, if you need anything, just let me know.
Thank you.
Are you a big fan of the barbecue then?
Barbecue.
Living near Kansas City? Are you big?
Believe it or not, I haven't tried their barbecue.
No?
No.
What else is down there that I can think of?
Traveling through, a few days ago, whenever I was traveling on the bus, I saw the St. Louis Arch. It's always something I've had wanted to do when traveling by bus. You get to see it. Like, oh wow.
I remember when I was flying once, our plane had a malfunction. It actually started on fire.
Oh my god.
So then we did an emergency landing in St. Louis, and that's the only time I've ever seen it. But I've always wanted to go on top of it because you can go in it.
Well,
Pretty cool.
ever since I saw that program on TV, it was like TLC or History or something like that.
Right.
Life After People, and it shows
Sounds familiar.
what happens if all the people in the world disappeared. And the St. Louis Arch at the very top, at the very center, there's a weak spot. So if that falls, the two pieces connecting will fall
Okay.
because there will be no people to maintain it,
Right.
and corrosion will happen, and different things like that. I found it so interesting, so I'm like, I want to go see it.
See it before it can fall. Interesting. Yeah, because I think you can go up it, and there's like windows and stuff that you can look out over the middle. Almost positive. I just went to Chicago.
Mhm.
There's what's called the Sky Deck. Have you ever heard of that?
Mhm.
I can't think of what building it is, but it's like 110 floors up or something like that. And they built like an extension on the building, and it's all glass. So you step out and you look.
Oh my.
I mean, there's obviously the floor because you're standing on it,
Uh-huh.
but it's see-through, so you can see the.
Oh
It was really cool. Very cool.
Wow. That sounds neat. I'm not afraid of heights. I'm afraid of the opposite. It's called megalophobia, and it's big things. So say if I was right here, this is the St. Louis Arch, and here looking up, that would scare me to death.
Really? So you would probably do very well in a big city then, huh?
No. I've been to Kansas City so much that because my hospital was there, because I had a bunch of different specialists, and I go for dermatology and different things like this, and dental there. So we would stay weeks at a time in Kansas City, and we would have the bad stuff, which would be the doctor's appointments,
Right.
and then the good stuff, which would be the fun stuff, like going to the plaza, and it's just basically a bunch of expensive shops, but it's quite pretty. See the plaza lights at night, and Union Station, Crown Center. So there's been some interesting things to do there.
Sounds like it. I like cities. Going to different ones and seeing how they're different. The Kansas City before.
It's called they have a lot of fountains.
Do they?
Yeah, and I always call it, it's kind of a bad joke, but I call it Paris for hillbillies.
Paris for hillbillies. I like it. I wonder why they have so many fountains.
I don't know. Oh, but if you ever used to go there,
Yes.
make sure you go to Nelson Atkins Museum.
Nelson Atkins Museum.
It's an art museum.
Okay.
I don't know if you like art or not, but they have the statue of the thinker that's there.
Like the guy who's like,
Like me, yeah, I took a picture of it. I did the whole thing, and they have a real mummy, and just a bunch of art and beautiful things, statues. It's huge.
Really? And that's in Kansas City.
Mm-hmm. It's across from the plaza.
Across.
And as far as I know, it's free.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
That's even better then.
I think the only thing you have to pay for is in case you want to see the traveling exhibit, which would be where you first come in, and it's the first area. But other than that, the museum is free.
Wow. Okay. Is it half in Missouri and half in
In Kansas,
It is, right?
yeah, they
The
have
river kind of.
KCK and KCMO.
Is it a pretty big river then?
It is pretty big. Yeah, but the only thing is St. Louis, I call it the daddy city, Kansas City is the mama city, and Springfield is the baby city.
Okay. Interesting.
And to get to the mall, you have to go out of Missouri into Kansas, then back into Missouri, because that's how the road goes.
That's crazy. Just to go to the mall.
Building
you gotta
on
leave
this
the
kitty
state.
chatty chat about, didn't she?
So how far is Springfield from the border then? That's more towards the center of the state, isn't it? Or is it right on the border too?
It is not exactly dead center, but let's see. Let me just shake it. It's like right here.
Okay,
And Kansas City would be here. St. Louis would be here.
gotcha.
And Branson would be down here.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking of. That's close to where I was thinking it was. So how long does it take you to get to Kansas City then?
From Springfield, about 5 hours.
Okay, that's a decent amount.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not a day trip, unless you want a really long day.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit my boyfriend upside the head if he did something. He got arrested back last year for watching porn at a McDonald's. I told him
Let's all pretend we don't know what a boyfriend's done then, yeah?
It's an odd thing.
Mm-hmm. He sure got an earful from me.
Were you born in Louisiana?
Mhm.
So originally from Louisiana.
Mm-hmm. Wish I could say I'm as good as a cook as my mom, but I'm just now starting to learn to cook macaroni and cheese.
There's nothing wrong with mac and cheese.
But my mom knows how to make pretty much anything Cajun.
Oh, really?
Gumbo especially, that's my favorite.
Never had gumbo. I always wanted to try gumbo.
Oh,
You always
it's
hear people
so
talk about
good.
it. I'm a big crawfish fan.
Oh,
So,
I never had crawfish, only shrimp.
okay.
As far as seafood goes, I've had fried fish and shrimp.
Okay. Yeah, seafood's probably my favorite. It's really good. Shrimp is probably my favorite food of all time.
Sauteed shrimp.
Any kind of shrimp. Except for the coconut stuff. It takes away the flavor from the shrimp.
Never had that.
No? Coconut breaded or whatever it is.
Mm.
Something like that. I just like plain old shrimp.
Mhm.
Good stuff.
I like them either fried or sauteed. Or in a spaghetti.
And spaghetti?
In spaghetti.
Can't say I've ever had it in spaghetti.
She eats a lot, considering she's got feeding tube.
Shrimp's
Eats
good.
a lot.
But one of the things is, it's kind of like a jambalaya.
Mhm.
So it's spaghetti is similar to a jambalaya. You just have to add slightly different ingredients.
For jambalaya.
For jambalaya, you add your shrimp and your smoked sausage and your other seasonings,
Mhm.
but you put it over rice instead of spaghetti.
Oh, okay. I probably like that better. Yeah, I'm not a big spaghetti fan. Jambalaya sounds pretty good though.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty tasty.
The only thing is, a lot of people ask me, "You're from Louisiana? Do you like alligator meat?" I'm like, no, never had it.
I think I've had alligator tail once. At least that's what they told me it was. It tasted like chicken, so it's probably chicken. It was either at State Fair, Summerfest. I don't know if you know what that is. It's like a big music festival in Milwaukee. All the different kinds of different foods.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Alligator tail. Frog legs. Ever had frog legs?
No.
No?
I'm kind of picky whenever it comes to eating. Like anything that doesn't sound good, I won't eat it.
It's true. No, says food frog legs. That sounds delicious. That just doesn't happen. It's a hell's point. Yeah, I wonder who thought of that.
I don't
You
know.
know what? Let's open up a restaurant. wouldn't be very good on the restaurant plan, but
No.
worked out for someone.
And what I've learned is Cajuns and hillbillies don't have that much more of a difference.
No?
No.
Pretty similar?
Very similar.
How so? How'd you get to this conclusion? I'm curious.
Well, they both have this way about them that they don't like to spend a lot of money, so they don't live in a life of luxury.
Okay.
In Louisiana, it's you get married, or you're born, you grow up, you get married, you have kids, and it starts all over again. And that's pretty much how hillbillies are too.
Yeah.
And my mom was supposed to marry someone else to benefit the company of a shrimping boat, because my mom worked on a shrimping boat with her dad, and it's just a tradition that a lot of Cajuns pass on to their kids. And instead, she met my dad, and anyway, she said that the guy she was supposed to marry's son and her daughter, me, was supposed to get married and make a union to benefit a company to stronger the shrimping business, make it more profitable. But I moved away, so I'm like, no arranged marriage.
When I think of a shrimping company, all I can think of is Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
So
I've
now
only been
she
trawling once.
was going to
Okay, how
be
was it?
Not
anyway,
Not fun?
not for me. I don't like the smell.
she was going to be involved in an arranged
It was
marriage.
smelly and sweaty.
Can imagine. Probably hard work too.
My mom did more work. I was only like about 5 at the time.
Okay,
So
so you just got to hang out a lot.
yeah, I just got to hang out and watch my grandfather do it.
Okay, very cool.
I'm not from New Orleans. I'm from a very, very small town in the southest part of South. It's Golden Meadow, Louisiana.
Golden Meadow. Alright.
It's by Grand Isle.
Grand Isle. I'm trying to picture. I can't picture Grand Isle. You got any other big cities near it that I can try and picture?
The closest thing would be New Orleans.
But that's not
It's like New Orleans is here, and there's a bunch of kind of like where Louisiana makes the boot shape, the tip of the boot,
okay. So
the
you're
very
way,
bottom of the boot.
okay. Gotcha. You're way down there. That'd have been cool growing up by the ocean though.
It's mostly swamps.
Okay. It's all nice.
You can't go swimming too much. It's muddy water. You think it's the ocean, you think it's all clean and everything, but it's all swamps.
Quite the opposite though.
I've only been to the ocean once.
Really?
And that was last year. My mom and I went to Cape Cod.
Vacations you guys take?
Oh,
Florida for a month? Thank God.
and we went whale watching.
Now we know as an adult, she said that she'd never been to the ocean, but she's just said she's been to the ocean.
How's that?
Oh, we saw 9 humpback whales
9 of them? All together?
all together.
That'd be pretty cool. They come up real close to the boat too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Very close. One even lifted its flipper, and it was like,
Really? Cape Cod. Did you go to South Africa too, or just pretty much Cape Cod in South Africa?
no, Cape Cod is in the U.S. It's in Massachusetts.
I think of that. I'm all confused. Now I know what you're talking about.
I've never been out of the country,
Okay.
sadly.
I'm trying to think of a little. I don't know. Brain fart. It's been a long time. I don't know. You didn't have any lobster when you're out there?
No,
Aren't they famous for their lobster?
I think so. The interesting thing is their cheese. They don't have yellow cheese. They
No.
have just white cheese.
It's all white cheese?
All white cheese. And like it's cheddar. It's white.
It's white cheddar. Interesting.
And we stayed at the Cape Cod Resort. And it's weird because they don't have Walmarts in Cape Cod. They don't have McDonald's.
Is it all little stores?
It's they have a big K and a
Big
mall.
K. I didn't even know they had those anymore.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty much what they have, and they have a couple of other little shops, but that's about it. And at the resort that we were staying at, it's a very expensive, fancy resort. And the only thing is they have no washer and dryer.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And it was for a medical conference that we went,
Mm-hmm.
and it was for people with feeding tubes.
Okay.
And it was a lot of fun. We got to learn a lot. Went to a lot of seminars. I went to Wellfleet, which is a conservation station. That's up by kind of makes a hook. It's kind of like right here at the tip of the hook.
Okay.
And that was a lot of fun. I made a lot of friends.
Was it warm when you went, or was it cold?
They had chilly days and they had warm days.
Okay, so it was in the middle. Not too bad. So I imagine they'd be pretty cold during the winter.
Yeah.
It's kind of far up there.
And then we got to visit with our friends that live in Boston, Mr. J and Miss Sarah. Mr. J works for the New England Patriots. He's, I think he manages Gillette Stadium.
Okay.
So he runs, helps with security
So
and
he's
all that.
one of the big guys.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
He used to work for the Kansas City Chiefs
Okay.
until he started working for the Patriots.
Very cool. Did you get to tour the stadium or anything like that?
Not that time because they came to Cape Cod. We didn't go to Boston.
Oh, okay.
Didn't
Make the pit stop.
No.
Interesting.
But next time.
Next time, there you go.
I'm like,
Boston would be a cool city to go to.
Mhm.
So would Cape Cod, though. That'd be awesome.
mhm.
I was thinking of Cape Town. That's in South Africa.
Oh,
So I got the Capes the same.
okay.
So wasn't that far off.
And then I got a football signed by the Patriots and the Chiefs.
Really?
Mhm.
That's pretty cool.
That's whenever I'm a big fan of Tim Tebow, and he was working for the Patriots at the time. I'm like, please give me him. Unfortunately, he got traded
Okay.
before I got a chance to.
I think he's back playing football somewhere.
Mhm.
He got hired by someone again. Yo.
But I have to say, I am a Green Bay fan.
Good.
So,
Very good. You have to be now.
yeah.
You're in Wisconsin.
Big Green Bay fan.
You won't be when it starts getting cold. Be a Chiefs fan again.
But a Saints fan. Way down.
Well, there you go. That's even warmer. I did always like Drew Brees.
Hmm.
Yeah. So did you leave Louisiana before Hurricane Katrina? Or
After our home was destroyed in the storm surge, we were living in Slidell, Louisiana at the time, which is basically north New Orleans.
Okay.
And the storm surge was 23 feet, and we were living in the the Slidell projects, low-income housing, and all the apartments were destroyed.
That's rough.
But we evacuated ahead of time.
Okay.
And
That's good.
we went to a shelter, not the Superdome, but a shelter in Covington. And there we had met some friends, and one of them was from a DMAP worker from Springfield, Missouri. And she's like, well, my hospital is going to be sending down a helicopter and take you to Missouri since you have no further place to go, and we can relocate you because the hospital's they have a hospitality house and they'll take you in for right now. And so that's where our journey began.
So that's how you ended up in Springfield.
Yeah.
Sounds like you got pretty lucky.
Yes. And even our cats survived because our cats were left in the house. And they had got on top of the roof, and then when the water went down, they got back inside the house. Mm-hmm. And they're still living.
Are they?
Mm-hmm. They're old. They're still living.
Very cool. Cats. Never had a cat.
They're sweet.
It's been full.
And I recently got a new one. I found her when she was 3 days old. Her name is Sweetie Pie.
3 days?
Yeah. And
What was it like?
itty bitty bitty. What had happened was her mom was a stray, and some of the neighbors were quite mean to it and threw hot grease on the mom. And so what we did was we nursed her back to health, we cleaned her wound up, but she got pregnant. And we took care of her, fed her throughout her pregnancy, and even though when she was born, Sweetie Pie. And the only thing is, Carrie, my friend, had put all the litter in a box, and she had wanted to take them in, but she offered me one, so I got to pick out one. So I picked out this little cute black and white one, and what I didn't realize at first was that she had 2 perfectly shaped black hearts on her back. She's all white, but has 2 perfectly shaped black hearts on her back.
Okay.
And I made her a Facebook fan page. So,
Sweetie Pie.
Princess Sweetie Pie.
2 black hearts.
Now she's 16 pounds.
That's
1 year old, 16 pounds.
It's a pretty big cat. It's a lot of food.
All she does is eat, sleep, and use the bathroom.
Isn't that the life?
I know, right? She's just sitting
Need
there.
anything?
Yep.
Yes, sir. And this my blanket.
I'm sure it's not the most comfortable blanket, but
It's better than nothing. When you've been hungry all day and you've had a scary
I'm sorry, what?
day, like a blanket and a hand Sammy is quite comforting.
well, if there's anything else, just let me know.
I'm trying to think of my Aunt Rachel's number. She lives in Kansas City. Only problem is I can't remember her number. God, it seems I only know like 3 numbers offhand.
Yes,
Kind of sounds a bit bored to me now at this point.
I don't know as many as
Like,
I should. That's for sure.
it's like I'm not getting
Most
paid
of the
enough
numbers I
for
know
this.
are work numbers.
Mm.
Other than that, my mom.
Deep down, she probably thinks he's in love with her.
The only numbers that I know offhand. My mom usually keeps all the numbers in her cell phone or on a piece of paper at home. And the only ones that I know are my mom's number, Nick's number that just got arrested, and my friend
just got
Dan's
arrested.
number, but
Nick.
we're not on good speaking terms. So,
You're forgetting that you had to have handcuffs to go to the hospital with the doctors. You'll be seen by the
All of my
doctors.
cell phone.
See?
All I have to do is tell my phone who to call now.
that's a smart one.
Yeah. Don't even have to look for their name anymore.
Wow. Technology is getting so.
It's crazy.
Must be late.
this chair is just not very comfortable.
You should put one of those comfy chairs there.
Sorry,
Yeah, you come have a comfy chair, sir.
that'd probably be too comfortable.
Yeah, we'll see.
Need to use the bathroom at all or anything?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Just give me a little heads up so I can try and get her to come back.
No problem. That's one thing I've learned. Last week I was at the ER and I was getting my feeding tube changed.
Well, I would
and
think so.
It took 6 hours in the waiting area. But
That is a long time to be waiting. And
She might be pretending to him, she doesn't know.
an excruciatingly long time.
I gotta call my eyes out long
Because they wouldn't have
6
trusted if
hours.
she weren't under
in the
arrest.
waiting room. And then whenever I went to the hospital this time, I'm like, I was surprised how fast the nurse came to the room.
Oh, really? Usually it takes a while here, but not 6 hours. I guess we're used to 6 hours. 2 hours isn't bad.
I was escorted by a police officer. I guess it gets in quicker.
There's a lot of times I'm there and it takes a long time.
Mm-hmm.
6 hours, that's... There's not enough magazines in the world for that.
It was a busy day. I think it was a Monday.
Oh, that
It
voice
was
again.
Sunday or Monday, and it was extremely busy. A lot of people in pain came in. They had a woman with kidney stones come in. They had a woman that was, writhing in pain, and you know what was wrong. She was screaming. They had another girl that broke her arm, and
Maybe
they
she
had
thinks
another
the
boy
police
that broke
officers
something.
didn't chat with each other.
A lot of people.
There's a lot of emergencies happening that day. Made it a very long day for you.
The good thing is I don't get bored very often. I can keep myself occupied.
But that's good. That helps when you're in the waiting room for 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a hospital you have to drive 5 hours to get to.
No,
Okay.
this is across town in Springfield. So
That's bad.
hi,
Hi, you doing good?
it's her.
Alrighty.
Is that squeaky
Very
voice
good.
again?
It should be just another hour because usually they have to get here and they have to talk. Get everything straightened.
It's already been like 2 hours since
Oh my god.
so.
45 minutes.
You are very quick there, Spotty. Yep, she could have. But she didn't, same as she could have got up and walked.
Sure. Okay. How you doing?
Thank you, good.
I'm Mike, and again, Stan's gonna come in and talk to you. All right?
Okay.
How you doing? Do you need anything?
No, sir.
No, you're all good. Okay. There's some paperwork of yours here. I'm just gonna leave it outside the door, so remember that it's here. How's the sandwich?
Oh, it's very delicious.
I think you're the first person I've ever heard say that.
I eat them both.
There you go. That's all right.
I think someone's supposed to come and talk to me.
Detective from Missouri is gonna come talk to you. Okay. So I'm from Waukesha here.
Oh. Well, hopefully I'll be able to just
It's like
taking
she's
the
just being
detective
completely
and bring her to
oblivious.
the house where I was at because that's where my stuff is.
I'm not going to get caught.
Okay. Hey, Gypsy, is this Stan?
Hi, Gypsy.
Let you guys
Hi.
talk?
I'm Detective Hancock. I'm with Curry County Sheriff's Office. How are you today? Good. Doing all right?
So, I'm going to leave that here and we're going to come back and we're going to start it from here tomorrow and now watch this part of the interrogation. Obviously, all this bit just gone before is just her talking, it's just non-stop chatting. Now, I mean, you could say some of that is probably nerves because sometimes when people get nervous, they get verbal diarrhea, and she certainly has got that in this part of the video. But she's already tripped herself up multiple times. I mean, really, before she came out of prison, she probably should have just managed to get all of this and watch it again, just so she could collaborate in her own mind the things that she said back then to some of the things that she said in between then, and some of the things that she says now. And we'll kick off tomorrow watching, obviously, the part where she's going to hear about her mum and what's happened there, and the shock horror, and or the pretend shock horror that she's going to give us all a demo of. So we'll pick that up tomorrow and continue there on. But it's definitely, even though I've seen these over and over again, there's things that I didn't pick up from the previous times. This always happens. I watch a film and I can pick something up different every single time. So we will pop this back on tomorrow from here. Shorty Pie is very correct. She didn't mention abuse, but neither did she walk when she could have. She could have said at any point, couldn't she? I can walk and I can show you that I can walk so that you believe me, but she never did. So again, why didn't she mention that here, and why doesn't she go on to mention it? And you'll see, towards the end there, she doesn't mention it when they obviously let her know they don't believe a word she's saying. So we will pop that back on tomorrow. So it'll be around 5:30, 6 o'clock. I will have that loaded so you can see the time for that. So I'll be back tomorrow, guys. I'll be back on TikTok this evening where we will do our TikTok live. So I will see you guys very, very soon. Take care and love to all. Bye, guys.